I'm alone. I don't have any friends. I don't go out to parties. I don't eat out every day. I don't sleep late at night. I don't play games with the boys. I don't watch TV shows. I don't watch movies. I'm not even too much into many of the popular sports. I don't drink coffee or tea or any energy drinks to fuel to start my day. All I'm doing is in the morning I'm watching the sunrise and appreciating nature, and when the sun sets I'm appreciating nature once again as I end my day off this Wednesday evening. And yet everybody, you probably think that, oh, I'm so alone, you should get some friends, or don't you feel horrible about yourself that everybody is having friends and enjoying their life with the people they like or the people they love? But I say no. I don't. I'm the happiest, or at least the most satisfied, or the most at peace with myself that I've ever been. Why? And that's, to a lot of people, that's weird. But what's weird about connecting with nature? What's weird about connecting to what we've been doing for thousands of years, at least hundreds of years? I'm not. I might be alone, but I'm not unhappy. I'm not depressed. And it's because I came to the realization that nobody really cares about you. And if you can let go of that and stop caring about what other people might think, then your life becomes a lot more free. And you do things that you might not do. And you can be content with the fact that maybe you won't get the $1 billion business or all the fancy car that you've wanted. You take a step back, you think about, and you appreciate nature even more. You appreciate the senses. You hear the birds chirping, or just the sounds of your house around you. You feel how your soles go against the chair or maybe some grass. And you realize this is all you need to live an enjoyable life. All you need is a roof around your head and some food to eat, good food. And people always tell me, why don't you eat junk food? Don't you think that it's okay to eat junk food or okay to eat sweet once in a while? It's like, no, I enjoy living healthy. Why would I go to a state where I am that is less desirable? Because the ultimate thing is that when you have friends, you're taking on more chaos, and especially other people. Because other people, yes, we are so-called 99% similar, but the 1% of difference makes us all so different. Imagine having another person you have to worry about. And you have to take into account all their feelings, all the algorithms that go into them, into their lifestyle, their, well, you can call it past, but the makeup of their body and where they are right now. They have a whole nother body that they're controlling. And by you trying to control that body, we don't, we can't often get messed up into situations that we just simply don't need to venture into these problems or these conflicts. And then people say, why? I enjoy living healthy and being at peace with myself, because the ultimate goal of life is to live stress free. It isn't to pursue your life's work. It isn't to do all the glitz and the glamours of rich life and do all the things you think you wanted to do. But in reality, all you want is to do nothing. And yeah, I'm working a 9 to 5 and it sucks. I wish I could just get out of it right now. Obviously, though, I need some money to live and get a roof over my head and get some food to eat. That's the only purpose of money. But, so, my point about friends is that, first of all, let's go back to what even is friends in the first place. Friends, you can't touch a friend. Okay, you could touch another human being, but you can't touch a friend. That is a man-made term that we've decided that it encapsulates all the ideas of what we call a friend. And even then, a friend is so subjective in definition. A lot of people would say a friend is just somebody you get to talk to and have fun time around. Other people talk about, oh, we share the same interests, so I call them friends. For me, though, I don't even think friends exist. All you see are people. That's all it is. There might be people that you might feel better around. You might feel more inclined, you'll feel more comfortable, like I said, to share things about. Maybe your dark secrets, but you won't truly know who's your real friends until you're at your lowest point. And I was at my lowest point around 5 months ago. So 7 months ago, I quit gaming after a 10-year addiction. And for context, that gaming addiction, I fell into that gaming addiction because I was in the situation growing up where I was outcast. I was left aside because I was a smart person. And people didn't like how I was so smart, and I was also very shy growing up. And so I tried to fit into society in high school by playing games and becoming competitive. And it worked for a little bit. I ended up becoming a competitive gamer for a few years. But nothing really changed. I was still alone. Yeah, I might boast about my status, about how I was playing games and I was in this esports tournament and so on and so forth. But nothing really came off of that at the end of the day. I was still, people say I still thought I was shy. And it got to me so bad. Thoughts came to my head that I was really truly convinced I was just shy. I was like, nobody would accept me. And it continued during my first years of college, where I couldn't talk to anybody. And there's this group that was drinking a lot and wanting me to say, I did not feel great around these people that just wanted things that did not align with me whatsoever. And so I sat through years of hyper isolation, just being by myself and almost talking to nobody. I would only talk to people whenever I had to. Other than that, I kept my mouth shut and stayed by alone for around 3 years. And yes, I've had to go through cycles of depression and really questioning my life. But then came a realization about a month ago, or not even a month ago, about life in general, because I graduated and only my family was there to celebrate me. And I didn't really think much about graduation. It wasn't like this big achievement for me. A lot of people would cry about it or celebrate with their friends. I just took it like another day, like, yeah, it's over. I can't wait to go home and be done with it. And then I was at my bed, just lying down that night. I was thinking that, yeah, nobody really cared about my graduation. And nobody was there during my lowest point. So I quit gaming for a month, and it was good because I focused on quitting gaming. And then the rush started to come in about the depression that, man, nothing's happening. I'm still alone. I'm still in this catastrophic situation. I'm still broke. People are going ahead of me in terms of career paths or earnings. People that I thought were dumber than me were suddenly more successful than me for some reason. And I hated to accept that fact. I didn't want to accept it. That, how could I be so smart? How could I do so good at school and have nothing in return for it? But when you realize that nobody really cares about you, is that everybody only has one instinct, and guess what? It's an instinct that every organism has in its history, and that's survival. People only care about their own survival. People don't really care for other people. And that's why I don't think friends exist. Because in their heart of hearts, they prioritize their own survival above everybody else, no matter how much they think they might care about you. And when I was at my lowest point, and I felt like dark thoughts that I didn't know what to do in my life, nobody was there to help me. Nobody came to assist me in anything. But that day, just accepting it, that, yeah, I'm not having any friends, but friends don't even exist because nobody really cares about you. The only thing you have is to fend for yourself, to fend for your survival. And when you're around nature, you could say that nature is your only friend, but you're a part of nature. That's what you are working for. That's the only work you should be working for. And you shouldn't even have to think about it. We always think about impressing, like in the topic of work. We always try to think about our passion. But there's no such thing as passion for work. There's no such thing. Because work is inherently undesirable for us. It's just society has disillusioned us to believe that we had to do plumbing for $20 an hour, working 40 hours a week for 40 years just to make a living. If we were so technologically advanced, why are we subjected to this lifestyle? Where we could just go back in time, a time where we were less depressed, a time when we were more healthy. We weren't eating these processed foods that we are eating now. We're just eating what was in the wild, or just at least eating natural foods. But you can be at peace with yourself by just appreciating nature for what it gives you, and appreciating yourself for the powers that you have, especially your body. Your body is the only thing you possess, but it's your most powerful weapon. And I think people don't appreciate it enough. They think that you need friends to validate you on how good you are. You think that friends will determine how beautiful you look? That first of all, beauty is subjective in itself. So there's no such thing as more beautiful, less beautiful. All it is it's more desirable to reproduce or less desirable to reproduce. That's it. If you're less desirable, you're less desirable. If you're more desirable, you're more desirable. That's it. It can be boiled down to that. But people think that other people can decide for you what your identity is. No, they can't. You can't. Even all these gurus that tell you, oh, you're this, you're meant You are meant for more. You're all these zodiac signs, or you take this test and this is what you're gonna be. The prophecy. You have to fulfill this prophecy. It doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Your body knows when it's in a dangerous situation. Your body knows when it's a peaceful situation. Has there ever been a situation where you're in nature, you're appreciating, you're tune out all the noise, just look at what's in front of you and see how much your mind just frees itself from all the pressure. And you realize that all that pressure around you, from having to impress your boss, to having to impress your date. How much money should I spend on this date? How much money should I spend on this outfit even? Do I look good? I need to make sure that what I say is politically correct, so that people don't get mad at me. But who cares what people think about you? Because nobody cares about you. That's the point. We are geared for survival of our own selves and nothing else. And when you ingrain that into your brain, just accept that. All that pressure will disappear. And when you only have yourself to care about, you'll naturally be more happy that, yeah, I don't need all this stuff. Why do I want this fancy Porsche or this fancy Ferrari or this fancy Bugatti? Why do I need this Rolex watch that costs 50 grand? Why do I need to be in the clubs and impress other women or men or other people for that nature? Why do I need to show myself in front of other people? What's the point of that when nobody really cares? Because at the end of the day, we're all going to perish. We're all going to go down in history, and eventually people will forget us and our names. And so people might say, you make the most out of your life by putting yourself out there as much as you can. Well, who decides whether your name's out there? Other people. But do you want to depend on other people to how your happiness in your life is? No. That will only come down to you and yourself. Your body knows it. So, at the end of the day, friends don't even matter. It's yourself. Nobody can tell you your life purpose. Nobody can tell you whether you live a fulfilling life so far or not. That's all in the past. The only thing you have is the present and what's around you right now. What you could physically touch. So, appreciate nature. That's all I'll tell you. I can't tell you that you might live a fulfilling life by going to nature only. That's up to you to figure out. But all I'll say is, when you do it enough times, maybe all that pressure, that extra pressure that you thought that you wanted to do in life, or you wanted to get these goods or these things or these friends that you wanted. I wanted to make lots of friends. You'll soon realize it's just a lot of more burden on yourself. Do you really want that burden? Or does your body feel like it's time to reset. It's time to focus on myself. And it's time to go back to our roots, to generations where we were more happy. That's the syllabus-free life. A life without any of the societal nonsense that we've been disillusioned into. It's transitioning to a life where you are the controller, your body is the controller, and you'll naturally gear towards things that are less stressful. And less stressful means healthier body, and a healthier body means a healthier life. And a healthier life is a happy life. So no, you don't need friends. You don't need to do all the things that everybody says that you have to do. No, you don't have to catch up on The Office, or you don't have to watch this latest episode of Game of Thrones. You don't have to get the latest PC setup and to load the games that you're gonna put down in a couple months anyways. No, you don't need that fancy car that your other people might not even like in the first place. And no, you don't need to occupy your thoughts for people that don't care about you, that only care about their own survival. You don't need all that. All you need is a self that knows what your body wants, and a natural setting where you can go outside and appreciate what the real world has to offer. This is the real world right here. This is nature. Work life isn't real life. So, on a last point, whatever people say adulthood is transitioning to real life, I think what they actually mean is not work and making money and all that. I think that going into the real world is going into nature and appreciating it and being content with a happy life, a minimal life. And the more you surround yourself with just the physical and you immerse yourself with your senses only and not the extra stuff, the more you'll be happy with your life.